that as the boy comes home, the daddy has accepted him back as a son. This my son. He didn't say this my hired servant. This my son. Now he had lost his inheritance. The farm belonged to the older brother. He'd already spent his. But the daddy said, come on in. You can live at my house. You can eat at my table. You're still my son. You can wear these clothes and have this honor. But the inheritance belongs to your brother. And so the brother owns it, but the father is in control of it for as long as the father lives. And so the father says, come on in. Come on in. God holds out the welcome sign. The light is always on. Come home, come home, come home. This is the story of the prodigal son. It's also the story of the prodigal God. Does that shock you? The word prodigal in this text, lavishly, he spent his money lavishly. He spent his money in an extraordinary way. And God is a lavish God. And God gives his love in an extraordinary way. This is an image of God receiving sinners. There are actually three sons here in this story. There's the prodigal who left home. There's the older brother who's still at home that we'll talk about next week. But there's the one telling the story, the Son of God. The Son of God who came into this world, lived a sinless life, and died on the cross for our sins so that we can be saved. Now this story doesn't mention Christ's death on the cross because this is just a parable. You can't say everything in one story any more than you can preach the whole Bible in one sermon, although I may try to sometimes. But Jesus is on his way to the cross. And it's on the cross that redemption and salvation through his blood, the sacrifice of Christ, our sins are forgiven through Christ. And the Son, the third Son, is the gift of God's love that makes it possible for all sinners to come home. So today, just as I am, without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, O Lamb of God, I come. I come. We come without merit. We come without credit. We come without earning or desert. We come humbly, admitting, confessing, submitting. By faith are we saved, not of works. And God accepts us. Just as we are. He accepts us. He loves us. You don't have to do anything to earn the love of God. You cannot stop God from loving you. So no matter what you've done in your life, how many times you've been married and divorced? How many women have you slept with? How many times have you been drunk? How many lies have you told? How many things have you stolen? How many times have you cursed? How many times have you denied your family, denied God, and lived a profligate life like this young man did? How many times? Or have you been like the older brother, full of self-righteousness and pride, judgmentalism? How many times have you sinned? In what ways have you sinned? God says, it doesn't make any difference. I love you just the way you are. If you'll get out of the pig pen and come home. Now, did you know a pig pen could have plush carpet? A pig pen could have a sports car. A pig pen is any life that's lived without God. But you got to come to your senses. I went to see a man this week who's 85 years old. He's never confessed Christ. He's never read the Bible. I tried to talk to him about Jesus. I begged him, as it were, as I talked, you need Christ. And he said, well, who is Christ? And I tried to explain to him. And said, well, I don't, my health is not good. I said, Bill, that's the reason you need to do something. You need to listen to what we're saying. Oh, I don't know. I got to go to the doctor next week. I can't see well. I can't hear well. I can barely get out of this chair. I don't know. Something's wrong with me. I said, Bill, you need Jesus. I want you to pray for Bill. I'm praying for him. But God loves him. And God wants him saved. And we want him saved. And Christ wants him saved.
924.
No matter what he's done in his 85 years. I don't know. God knows. But if he'll confess his sins, admit and his faith in Jesus as we want to teach him, be baptized into Christ, an 85-year-old man can become as clean and as pure and as old as a little baby. He can be born again of water and spirit, just as I am. Just as I am. Just as I am. Will you come today to Christ, just as you are? Let's stand and sing.
Just as I